Well, good afternoon, ladies and gents. Welcome to 12 Apostles Helicopters. My name's Dan. I'll be your pilot today. Now we'll be heading off to have a look at all of the Apostles and to look at London Bridge as well. If you have these microphones nice and close to your mouth, we can talk to each other along the way. If you have any questions, please do ask. So as we climb up and out here, we're crossing the Great Ocean Road, crossing the cliffs, and as we come around to the right, all of the Apostles coming into view stretching along the coast. And when we come back down the coast, we'll come down in the opposite direction. We'll have another look at all the Apostles again from the other side and count them out on the return as well. So the large stack here with the green top, Apostle number 1. So all the stacks beyond this point have their own unique names. The first ones here, the Twin Sisters. Behind them, the Salt and Pepper Shaker. Razorback Ridge, the very thin rock, stood on its own. And then the large grassy island coming up here, the Muttonbird Islands. The island there gets its name due to the thousands of migrating mutton birds which come here each year. There can actually be up to 12,000 birds on the island there at once. Now next up here, the Baker's Oven, this wedge-shaped rock with the hole through the base. The hole there actually gives it its name, said to have reminded sailors passing the area of an old wood-fired bread oven. And then coming up here, the Sentinel Rock. This is the largest rock in the Port Campbell National Park, standing at 200 feet tall. Very, very large indeed. Quite difficult to get a sense of scale from up here. But have a look on the Great Ocean Road behind, compare the size of the cars there to the cliffs. It gives you an idea of just how tall the formation really is. Actually around about the same size as a 20-story building.
What's the ground speed?
Ground speed right now, so we've got the wind behind us, we're doing about 230 kilometers per hour. Now along this section of the coast there's lots of evidence of the erosion taking place. Lots of boulders down at the foot of the cliffs there. Some very large rock falls on the points further ahead as well. The cliffs here are eroding at an average of 8 centimeters per year. It's a huge amount really, it doesn't take long at all for that to add up into a very large amount of coast being lost. Now on the first headland there we have the arch. Beautiful archway spanning down from the cliff onto the shelf below. The archway itself very large indeed, big enough in fact to be able to fly all the way through. Then the next point here, Point Hess. And as we round the corner, just coming into view now, the London Bridge. There did used to be a big double-span bridge there connecting to the mainland until 1990 when the second central archway collapsed, leaving just the one remaining span we have there now. Now as we continue making our turn around to the left, have another look at the London Bridge. From this angle you can see all the way through the span there. Get a bit of an idea of where it got its name from as well, if you can imagine that second arch connecting back to the land. They did used to be able to walk all the way out onto the London Bridge prior to its collapse. Fortunately, nobody was actually crossing it at the time it fell down. However, there were 2 people stranded on the newly formed island. It took nearly 4 hours for them to be rescued. They had to wait for a helicopter to come down from Melbourne to pick them up. Now just passing the township of Port Campbell. The township itself fairly quiet, only home to about 600 permanent residents. During the summer, however, this does increase to between 2,000 or even 3,000 people staying there per night, so it can get very, very busy indeed. Now here again the Sentinel Rock, and behind it the Horseshoe Cove. Beautiful natural harbour shape created by the cliffs there. It makes for a very sheltered beach. Right at the back of the beach, that small cave, actually home to a colony of fairy penguins. It's one of 3 places you can find penguins along the coast here. The first on the beach of London Bridge, second within that cove, and the third on the beach of the Apostles. Now behind the Bakers oven here, the Sherbrooke River. And where the river meets the ocean, Pancake Rock, the round, flat, darker coloured rock. Get a series of waterfalls streaming down the face there after each wave recedes. And then coming around the headland here, the Muttonbird Island again. Shaped a bit like a question mark there, possibly a seahorse from this angle. That's the site of the Lockhart ship disaster. In 1878, the ship ran aground on the southernmost tip of the island, with the gorgeway behind leading onto the beach, now named after the wreck, the Lockhart Gorge. And then here again, we're approaching the Apostles, so we'll count out the stacks as we pass them. The large rock with the green top, number 1. Number 2, the cone-shaped rock stood on its own. Three, 4, 5, and 6 all together in the middle. Number 6, the smallest stack towards the back. And then 7, the large stack just before the lookout. You can also see the remains of number 8 there, the pile of rocks in between 6 and 7. That one collapsed in 2005, leaving just these 7 remaining. Now as we make our turn in here, you'll get a fantastic view of all of the Apostles lining up along the coast. From this angle, you can see just how prominent the stacks are. They really do stand out from the ocean, and you get this incredible view of all of the Apostles and the Great Ocean Road below as well. Well, thank you very much, guys. I do hope you enjoyed the flight.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Now, just as we come back into land, the ground staff will come and help you out with the doors. So sit tight. They'll come and open those up for you and give you a hand getting out. Make sure you have a look at the video once you get back down as well. We have recorded the flight for you, so you'll be able to have a look at that on the screen once you get back down. Fantastic, guys. Well, thank you very much. You can pop your headsets and your seatbelts off there. I hope you had a great flight, and I hope you have a fantastic afternoon as well. Thank you very much.